Fallout just got a ton of news. As you guys know, October 23rd is the day of celebration for Fallout Day. And during that event, we got a ton of news for Fallout, including a major update to Fallout 76 that recently went live, including a camp edition that a lot of people have been looking forward to, which is pets. Now, as you know, next year, there is a major update happening for Fallout 76 in the form of the Ghouls update, where early next year, players will be able to become a ghoul in Fallout 76. We also have news for Season 2 of the Fallout show on Prime Video that we're going to talk about, and so much more. Guys, we have a lot to cover, so check the video chapters for easy viewing, and let's get into it. Real quick, guys, this video is sponsored by AI. Create your own unique character chatbot by yourself and talk to others. With over 10 million downloads worldwide, it is a must-have app to unleash your creativity, and that's exactly what we're about to do. So now that we're on AI, what you're going to do is create your character. For me, I am creating the legendary Geralt of Rivia. I went ahead and added an image. Once I'm done with that, I go down to the intro section and I start giving my character an intro, which, as you know, it's Geralt of Rivia. He is a skilled monster hunter known as the Witcher. He's got white hair, yellow eyes, and a stoic demeanor. And then we go to add a greeting. Geralt looks forward and gives a slight smirk and says, "For the right coin, I'll deal with your monster situation." So for the original game universe, we're of course going to type in The Witcher 3, and then it asks you to do a dialogue style, which you're basically giving AI a reference to go off of for this character. And then once I was done, I went ahead and created my character, and then boom, here is Geralt of Rivia. I told him I have a griffin problem, to which Geralt responded, "Griffin, those things are nasty, but they can be dealt with." And I said, "How about 500 coin?" To which Geralt responded with 750 gold. And I'm like, no, can you do 650? And he's like, fine, you can do 650. But hold up, let's try this. I can also help you find Ciri, but first drop the price down to 300 coin and I'll give you a clue. Fine, 300 gold. You better not be leading me on a wild goose chase. So I have successfully told Geralt of Rivia to deal with my griffin problem. And I did a little bit of schemazing because I don't know where Ciri is. But hey, if you know where Ciri is, go to the App Store, download AI. The link is in the description, and also use the code WesNemo7 to unlock premium features. And thanks again to AI for sponsoring today's video. So let's start this video off by talking about the new Fallout 76 content that's coming to the game, and that is a new update called Gleaming Depths. Now, in the upcoming raid for Gleaming Depths, you descend into a mysterious underground research laboratory in the Ash Heap, where the Enclave once studied radioactive ultracite. In this raid, you'll find out why the laboratory has been abandoned, squad up, and face against the beasts and bots that remain in the radiation-ridden lab in 5 punishing encounters. Bring your best friends, weapons, armor, and lots of stim packs, because Gleaming Depths is not for the faint of heart. The final battle against the ultracite terror will truly test your mettle, but with monumental risks comes legendary rewards, and that brings us to the next part of the raid, and that is the legendary gear. Now, during the Fallout Day broadcast, they announced that you can now earn and craft 4-star legendary gear. Now, another addition coming to Fallout 76 that you can earn by doing anything from completing quests and challenges to taking down ultracite terror is your player title. Player titles are now comprised of 2 parts that are earned separately and can be combined in multiple different ways to make your title unique. Next up, camp pets are coming to Fallout 76. In their blog post, they said, yes, they're finally here, the adorable feature that you've been clamoring for, camp pets. With the Gleaming Depths update, you'll be able to add a furry friend to your camp. To start, we're adding 2 pets, a dog and a cat, and these faithful animals will hang out around your camp and interact with special pet furniture, such as a pile of bones for the dog. You can even pet them and customize accessories like their collars. Now, next up, the Fallout Day broadcast also talked about the upcoming update to the game, which is happening next year, and that is the ability to play as a ghoul. In their blog post, they said, perhaps the biggest news we announced during the Fallout Day broadcast is you'll soon be able to play as a ghoul in Fallout 76. This is the first time it's ever happened in a Fallout game. Playing as a ghoul opens up many new playstyles with the addition of ghoul-specific perks and a new feral meter. You won't need to worry about hunger or thirst, but remember, some people in factions just don't take kindly to ghouls. Now, additionally, they announced the free play event that's happening pretty soon, which is closer to the end of the month. They said this: "Now is the perfect time to jump into Fallout 76. Join over 20 million Vault Dwellers. Rebuild in Appalachia today, because between October 22nd and October 29th, you can play Fallout 76 for free. Check out all of the new updates and features we've added to the game over the years, including an expansion of the map into our newest region, Skyline Valley." So next up, let's go over the brand new update for Fallout 76 that just recently went live. This update was pretty massive. It was 2.5 gigabytes on Steam, 15.7 gigabytes on PC via the Microsoft Store, 19.8 on Xbox, and 15 gigabytes on PlayStation. So this update brought a ton of changes. For instance, we have armor updates. The power armor HUD compass will now properly display icons. They fixed an issue where various combinations of torso and jetpack skins would cause selections begins to change upon entering the power armor. The Secret Service armor gives scrap when scrapping it, and fixed an issue where having multiple mining helmets could cause the lamp to not function. For best builds, the submission window has now been updated to include an icon for the featured photo. Now in terms of camp and workshop updates, the Pheasant plushie workbench preview now faces the correct direction. All players in possession of Plan Herdsman Bell Basic can now craft the bell at the Tinker's workbench. They fixed an issue where some variants of the Blue Ridge pit stop guard post would float when placed. They fixed an issue where the destroyed farm's wagon would replay VFX upon traveling back to the camp. The red Nuka-Cola chimes now correctly play audio. They removed a non-functional power connector from the watch post camp structure, and then the Jumpy Juice Company tea machine now properly states it generates tea. There was a few other workshop updates, so we're not going to go over, but now in terms of the caravans, they fixed several areas where the Brahmin would become stuck, preventing progress. They fixed an issue where hurrying the Brahmin could hurry all active caravan Brahmin. In terms of the challenges, completing a caravan will now properly count towards the complete an event while in a group challenge. The supply payout for helping caravans has been increased. And then they increased the amount of supplies for helping caravans. Now in terms of combat, Basher, Modern Renegade, and Twisted Muscles should now reference the proper perk. Enforcer rank 1 can now cripple enemies. They fixed a case where AP would not regenerate while taking rad damage. They addressed an issue where the Tenderizer perk could result in more damage than intended. The Legendary Explosion mod now applies bonus to explosive attacks. And then they adjusted the damage caused by the Poison Cloud from Toxic Blood mutated enemies. Now in terms of the combat balancing, they increased damage for lesser devils. The Alien Invader reduced health, reduced damage in daily ops, slightly lowered the duration of the slow effect from the Floater's Freezing Breath. They slightly reduced the rate at which the slow effect accumulates the Froster Freezer's Breath, and then they reduced the damage for the Floater Freezer's Freezing Breath. They reduced the damage for the Floater's Flamer's Fire Breath, and then they reduced the cryo damage for the Floater Freezer's Blast, Stare, Shockwave attack. They adjusted the laser gun, the Ultra Sight laser gun, Gatling laser, Ultra Sight Gatling laser, and the plasma gun. They then said that while these weapons are still being evaluated for overall balance, these particular mods overshot the current target for the fire damage, especially when taking into account the recent adjustments to the creature health and resistances, and are being brought in line with similar mods for other weapons. This allows for more consistency among weapons and mods when making future changes. They did a ton of update to creature balances. They said the creatures below will generally be less threatening at mid-level, especially 35 through 75, but should be a bit tougher towards level 100. In some cases at lower level, these creatures may slightly be weaker or stronger to ensure that they're appropriately engaging even when first met. Their resistances have now been adjusted in a way that it's more valuable to explore which damage types they are weaker to now. These changes are similar to the creature changes that were made in the Skyline Valley and Milepost Zero updates, and then they listed off just a ton of creatures, which I'll leave on the screen right here. Next up, there was a bunch of updates to the events. The Powerhouse of the Cell addressed several issues where players could become stuck between objects and unable to continue. They did an update to the Project Paradise, the Load Bearing, Out of the Blue, Tester Metal, the Elusive Crane. They updated the potential rewards listed for public events on their preview information to reflect that they now award legendary modules rather than legendary cores. The clowns are responding near the Foundation Outpost eviction notice have returned to the circus, honk honk. There was a ton of updates to magazine changes. They said the following magazines have received updates. For the most part, these are direct increases to the magazine effects. They said prior to this update, these magazines boosted all food effects, including but not limited to the carry weight, special stats, VATS, critical attack damage, etc. And the effects of these magazines will further be adjusted if needed in future updates. They did updates to the quests, which I'll put on the screen right here. Now in terms of the weapons, the Ticket to Revenge has its intended legendary mods again: Furious, Rapid, and Lightweight. Deathclaw Hand is no longer returned when scrapping an item that uses a component for crafting. The Deathclaw Gauntlet and the Unstoppable Monster now require one Deathclaw Hand to craft instead of two. They fixed an issue where the Tenderizer with the standard mod would display as the Tenderizer. The enemy minigun audio should no longer continue playing after death. And then they fixed an issue with the lever action rifle where the compensator mod did not display correctly with various paints. And then they added a ton of miscellaneous fixes. They addressed various typos in the new legendary crafting help menus. There's some updates to the Atomic Shop. They fixed spelling errors with the Fireproof mod name, and so much more. Guys, this was a massive update for Fallout 76 that added some pretty awesome quality of life updates. Next up, we also have some news for Fallout Season 2, the show on Prime Video that was probably one of my favorite shows of this year. Well, we got some news that Fallout Season 2 will begin filming in November of this year, so that's next month, which is really exciting. So hopefully that means we will get Season 2 of the Fallout show sometime next year. After the ending of Season 1, I am super excited to see where they take things with Season 2. But yeah, guys, that's that's going to wrap it up with this video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe with your notifications turned on so you're not missing out on any future gaming news. And until next time, this has been Wes, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.